Leclerc is on pole position for the first race of the 2022 F1 season after a sensational Bahrain GP qualifying for Ferrari, beating world champion Max Verstappen as Mercedes continued to struggle. In an unpredictable and fairly competitive qualifying under the lights of Sakira, it was a Ferrari v Red Bull battle throughout, but it was Leclerc who struck when it mattered to top the concession, needing to overhaul teammates Carlos Sainz's time. He posted a 1:30.558 to edge it. Verstappen also improved on his lap and finished just a tenth down on Leclerc. He'll sandwich the Ferraris ahead of tomorrow's race. Obviously the last 2 years for the team have been extremely difficult, but I knew it was just a matter of time before he got back to the top, said Leclerc. Mercedes, however, were not in the same league as a rejuvenated Ferrari and the other strong Red Bull. Sergio Perez was fourth for Red Bull, while Lewis Hamilton was fifth, 7/10 off the pole sitter. It was an even worse story for George Russell in his first Mercedes qualifying alongside Hamilton, with the Brit only ninth after two scruffy Q3 laps in an all-new car that has struggled throughout testing and this weekend in Bahrain. Valtteri Bottas was just a surprise package, just slotting in behind teammate Hamilton in sixth, while Kevin Magnussen was another shock in the top 10 for Haas, qualifying seventh. It was also a disappointing session for McLaren, with Lando Norris out in Q2 and Daniel Ricciardo out in Q1, alongside both Aston Martins, including Stan and Nico Hülkenberg. So yeah, as you can see, a pretty surprising result. After 6 days of testing and free practice sessions in Bahrain, this proved a true glimpse of the pecking order. The picture wasn't a pretty one for teams like McLaren, Williams or Aston Martin, the only teams with drivers knocked out in Q1, but while their form was clear handling into qualifying, the biggest timesheet shock still comes at Mercedes. F1's 8-time world champions, who has just not unlocked their car to this point. I think we have to be realistic about our performance level. It's the third quickest, said Toto Wolff. Hamilton's admission that he was generally really happy was another clear sign of Mercedes' lack of pace, considering he finished 7/10 off pole, a rarity for the 7-time champ. Given where we've been in the past 2 weeks, the car has been a bit of a nightmare to drive, said Hamilton, whose Mercedes team do not have appeared to solve the porpoising issue. Those guys are in another league. I feel like we're just taking 1 step forward and 2 steps back, said Russell. We feel like we're making progress, but then suddenly we're back into some issues. It's difficult because we're so focused in solving the overarching issue of the car. It's difficult to nail down the details and fine-tuning. On the race, Hamilton stated, those guys will be going away. We're not in the fight for those. My battle is with the guys behind, most likely. Ferrari, on the other hand, could not have asked for a better start to the 2022 season. After more than a decade without a title, 3 years without a win, and 2 years languishing in the midfield, Ferrari, who openly admitted they were focusing on their 2022 car earlier than most, appear to have made use of that head start. I think everyone has been waiting for us, said team boss Mattia Binotto. After those difficult seasons, we have pushed a lot, we worked very hard back at the factory. I know tomorrow will be even tougher, but at least Quali is showing the car is performing well. The season is long, but we want to be part of it. Leclerc insisted that the team were pretty sure that Red Bull was going to be a bit quicker than us, and that pole was a good surprise. All of the ingredients are for an epic race on Sunday, with Verstappen and Leclerc, two young drivers with a feisty history, of wheel-to-wheel battles together on the front row. And the race gets together at 3 o'clock UK time, and I can't wait for it. I think it has all the hallmarks of a thriller with the grid that we have. Yeah, just still can't believe it. Absolutely mental. And before I go, I'll run down the grid. Obviously Leclerc on pole, Verstappen second. Yeah, those two teams are slightly close together. I think, we're going to get a proper title battle. I can't wait for it. But yeah, Leclerc, for me, I think he did it in a slightly slower car as well, so just an incredible job from him. Sainz right there as well after struggling a bit, and great to see Perez closer to Verstappen. Yeah, really solid job from him. Hamilton in 5th, extracted the maximum, but yeah, the 2 stars are qualifying for me. Bottas and Magnussen 6th and 7th. Who saw that coming? Just absolutely incredible. Hopefully they can stay there for the race tomorrow. And then Alonso in 8th, pretty solid job from him, because we didn't know where the Alpine was, out qualifying Ocon. For Russell, though, a really disappointing first day for Mercedes, and yeah, he needs to get back up to 6th at least tomorrow, but yeah, really disappointing for him. And then you got Gasly in 10th and Ocon in 11th. So I think Ocon will be slightly disappointed to be so far by Alonso, but yeah, Gasly seems to do a pretty solid job, but the AlphaTauri didn't have much pace. Schumacher will be frustrated being so far behind Kevin Magnussen. He'll hope that's a one-off. Norris in 13th. Yeah, once again, I just don't know what has happened to McLaren. They look so promising after the Barcelona test. Albon in 14th. I think he'll be relatively happy with that, considering where the Williams is. That's a decent job. Zhou for his first qualifying, obviously Bottas up in 6th, but for his first qualifying, getting to Q2, not a bad job at all. Sonoda, disappointed to be so far off Gasly. There were rumours that he had maybe some car issues from FP3 and missed that whole session. So yeah, maybe they carried over, maybe they didn't, but still disappointing for him. And then you've got Hulkenberg in 17th. Yeah, for me, decent job, coming ahead of Lance Stroll, who was putting a really bad performance, really. Hulkenberg hasn't raced for 15 months, and yeah, qualifying ahead of Lance Stroll, that's poor from Lance, to be honest. Ricciardo in 18th, COVID struggle with McLaren just acting like a tractor at the moment. Not a huge surprise, but once again a surprise. A start that Ricciardo didn't really need, and Latifi, a second off Albon, that does seem like quite a big gap. But anyway guys, that's it for today. Thanks very much for watching, and so like, share, subscribe, any thoughts, comments down below. Follow on Twitter, then scratch me for daily F1 news, and subscribe to my channel on screen, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching, peace!